Your main plug, Blandone, gets busted. Before the situation that you guys went through. So he gets busted for you know drug trafficking.
When the sheriff's raided his house.
Yeah. Did you know about that?
No.
No idea.
No.
He just disappeared for a while.
No, he didn't disappear. We had set up a system where we were working out of Westwood. And Danilo had a condo in Westwood where he had his guys staying. So nothing never changed. We would go to Westwood. The car would be in the underground parking lot with the dope in it. We would put a car with the money in it in the underground parking lot, and it'd be done.
Okay.
So we never. I would only talk to Danilo if I needed, I wanted a cheaper price or something like that there. So it wasn't like we were making contact every day.
Oh, so you were just working with his people?
Yeah, we were working basically.
So even while he got busted, you kept buying drugs from his organization?
Yeah, I never knew. We never knew that it was disrupted.
Okay. But he did get busted.
He did.
And then that's when he started making the deals with the
government?
government?
Not that time he didn't. When he got busted, that he turned into an informant, I was already in prison. He got busted in 92, I think. I'd already been in prison like 3 years then.
Okay. But then, when he gets out and you're out, you guys end up reconnecting.
Well, I got out before he did.
Yeah. But then you guys end up reconnecting again.
So I got out. When I got out, they take him to a judge and tell the judge that if they let him out of prison, he can reconnect with me, and that I'm responsible for selling large quantities of crack cocaine in the Los Angeles area, which was a lie, because at that time I just got out of prison. So I hadn't sold no dope in like 5.5 years. The judge agreed with them and allowed him to get out and to make contact with me.
Okay. And then that's when he set you up.
Yep.
What was the transaction that you were making that final time?
100 kilos.
100 kilos.
Yeah.
Street value of how much?
I don't know at that time. I wasn't selling drugs at that time. That was Chico's deal. I really was the broker of that deal. I brokered the deal.
So you were just the middleman and you were going to take a cut.
I was going to get a cut.
Okay. How much were kilos selling for back then?
I think about 12,000.
Okay. So 12,000, 100 kilos.
$1.2 million.
$1.2 million. So this is $1 million deal. And you're going to take what, 10% or something?
I don't know. A couple $100,000.
$200,000. And then right when that deal was about to happen.
Well, it was a setup from the start. I mean, from the first day that he called me, all the phone calls that they wanted to be heard was recorded. It was crazy sitting in court. I mean, the first conversation, and he called me, "Hey, what's going on?" And we talking, and then he's like, "I got him," and I hear myself say, "How much?" And it was like, when I'm listening to that shit in court, I'm like, "What the fuck was you thinking about?" He wasn't even selling cocaine. Why would you ask him how much? And that conversation kind of killed me.
Yeah. Now, I remember there was an interview we put up with Big Meech from prison. It was a prison interview that my friend Cavario had done. And he was saying how he never talked on the phone.
I didn't talk on the phone about nothing. The phone for me is either you coming or you ain't. Period. Right. Point blank. That's the only thing the phone is for. You coming? No, I ain't gonna be. Are you gonna be able to make it? That's what it's for. You coming or you not? It ain't for nothing else, man.
He got busted because of just witnesses and conspiracy and whatever else, but they never caught anything on the phone. Now his brother, he said, was in love with the phone.
God really had his hand on me that whole time, and my brother. You know what I'm saying? I love him to death, man. Don't get me wrong. That's my brother. You know what I'm saying? And he stood strong, too. So, I mean, he had a beautiful life. Plenty of brothers that got killed. One brother living, the other brother dead. You know what I'm saying? shit, me and him both enjoyed life, you know what I'm saying? He was a little more laid back, but he loved that phone, and that phone got us in trouble.
He said he's a little more laid back, but he love that phone.
Yeah, I mean, he's a little laid back, but see, he riding Maybachs and all that shit too. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying, he just pick and choose to ride his and stuff. I choose to go to the club every night and stand on the counters and with Puff and anybody else and enjoy myself. He chose to do that every now and then. He'd do it, but he'd do it every now and then. But you talk on the phone. That was your weakness. You talk on the phone, you got everything fucked up.
You got caught on a phone call conversation, basically asking about drug prices and agreeing to it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, with the federal government though, it's you in a position of almost a no win. I mean, who would think because somebody asks how much, is that enough evidence, you know, to show a drug deal, or to show, in my case, they had to show predisposition. Mm-hmm. See, they had to prove that I was actively looking for a drug deal prior to him throwing the bait out.
Yeah.
You know, because it's illegal for a government agent, and an informant is an agent of the government, to talk an innocent person into committing a crime, mm-hmm. or to influence an innocent person into committing a crime. So the jury had to decide, was I predisposed prior to him coming and messing with me to sell cocaine? In my case, it's really hard to prove because, you know, I've been on record for selling large quantities of cocaine before, so it's easy for a jury to infer that I was predisposed. But then on top of that, they bring in an all-white jury. Mm-hmm. You know, my lawyer had said that if I get 2 blacks on my jury, I walk.
You couldn't get that.
He couldn't get it.
Right, because the jury pool just literally had no black people in it?
None, no. And the judge, she recognized it. They put on the record that we were all black. Everybody in the courtroom was white except the 3 defendants.
Right.
So she recognized it, and she did give us another jury pool, but that jury pool had 1 black in it, and I think he was pushed all the way back to like 48 or something, and they only needed 12 jurors.
Right.
So it was no way that he was going to make the jury.